Half here today for announcements, but I'm glad that you're where you are. So I'll get announcing. We'll start this week. It's pretty appropriate with Thanksgiving in our sights. We have something big to be thankful for, and that is that the missing deposit for September has been recovered. It was at the bank. I'm not going to go into it any further than that, but it was where it was supposed to be the whole time. So that's wonderful news, and we'll just move on with things per usual, but hopefully our bank, I don't know, gets that straightened out so that deposits end up where they're supposed to be. If you have any questions about any of that, please reach out to our congregational president, Howard Mabel. He's really done a good job, I think, of kind of framing this entire issue and putting the emphasis on the right things. So call Howard for more info if you should need it. Today's a due date for Women's League grant requests. There are many, many missions that are deserving of financial support. You may know of one or be involved with one. In that case, your window is closing quickly to apply for a grant from our Women's League. But that's why they do what they do throughout each year, including and especially our recently wrapped up boutique and our this and that sale. All of the funds gathered for that go to support missions. So again, if you're applying for one, do it as soon as possible and get that turned in. Let's see, about 1 o'clock this afternoon, it'll be kickoff with the great grudge match of the Browns and the Steelers. There is a fellowship event taking place here in our own fellowship hall, hosting a viewing party for the game. Come on down, bring your own chair if you wish. There's food, fun, and fellowship. And it's an important division game, which you can't always say when it comes to the Browns. So have fun with that, and starts at 1. A new initiative is starting here at St. Mark. We'd like to add emergency contacts to our online directory. If you'd like to have a contact added, there's a QR code in this week's bulletin, or just call the office and we'll walk you through that whole thing. But that'd be very helpful in the case of an emergency. By the way, we are more and more finding out how handy the church directory on our phones are. We keep helping people to discover that as we work through things. And what we'd really like to have is a photo to go with your name when we call it up. And the good thing about that is only the people with the app will ever see that photo, where it's not going to be published anywhere else. But it would be helpful in terms of contacting people, sometimes putting a face with a name. So you can contact our own Kim Ryan for details, according to this week's bulletin. Is that true?
It is.
Okay. Wanted to make sure before I start handing out names and directions there. But there really is that app is so useful, and it's never out of date as long as we continue to do things on our end, which happens fairly quickly. So it gives you links to online services, online giving, Bible app, photo directory. Also, if there's an address attached to that, you can click through to whatever map app you use on your phone. So it's helpful for me for making visits and so forth. It's just a really awesome tool that we have at our disposal. So if you think you have it, but you don't really have it, and you want to know how to use it, we'd be happy to explain it all to you. The next book club meeting is 1 o'clock coming up in December. Where's the date? Doesn't really have the date. But I think it's the second Wednesday of the month in December. It will be here at St. Mark after a week or a month away at the library. Be back right here in the fellowship hall. It's a really interesting book called Thunderdog about a service dog that was present at 9/11. And brings back a lot of memories, obviously, but some hopeful stories are shared in that book. Call Sue Matsky with any questions, and she'd be glad to talk to you about that. And bring a friend. It's one of those soft entry places where somebody new can come in and I think immediately feel welcome. Ministry and mission is reaching the end point of their gathering of eyeglasses, I think. Oh, eye drops are needed. Yeah. There is a need for any brand of over-the-counter eye drops for their upcoming eyeglass clinic. So that's interesting. That's a first. Check your policy. You may be able to purchase these with end-of-the-year FSA or HSA dollars. So think about that as you are, sort of shopping for end-of-the-year type things, Thanksgiving, etc. That would be helpful in the eyeglass clinic coming up in the Dominican Republic. I know you guys send out Christmas cards. We send out cards. Our list seems to ebb and flow. We have it never fails. Like 2 years past, we don't get a card from people and we say, well, they're off the list. And the next year we get a card from them. To be prepared, it would be well for me and you too to look at the Christmas cards that are on sale here through our Women's League. You won't find a better price on Christmas cards, guaranteed. 5 for $1, 25 cents a piece. I mean, come on. We've got the $1.25 store beat by quite a bit. This is really nice. I'm glad everyone's following my advice finally. We've got invitations to various concerts. Yeah. Well ahead of schedule, which is awesome. And our bulletin board at church right here is the place to find out about all of them in detail. However, I can tell you St. Mark Lutheran Church in Brunswick, not here, but in Brunswick, is having a Christmas concert featuring the music of Michael W. Smith. The music of Michael W. Smith. I don't think Michael W. Smith is going to be there to do his music, but the music he wrote will be played and sung December 2nd and December 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Closer to home, also on December 3rd, musical benefit is being put on by the Good Tidings Benefit Choir at 2 o'clock at Notre Dame Chapel in Munson to benefit Geauga Hunger Task Force. That's really good. And I'll get the date and time on this, but I know that a group in Lake County that has historically done the Messiah is doing it again. Used to be on the campus of Lake Erie College, but it's now at St. Gabriel's Catholic Church in either Painesville Township or Menor or whatever that is. Or Concord.
It's right where they all meet.
Yeah, it's at the curve.
Yeah.
So I'll get the date and time on that, but I just ran into somebody last night who's involved with that, and they said nobody knows that we're still doing it. So we'll get information. That's been happening in Lake County, I know, for decades. So we'll let you know more about that as well. All right, I think that's it. Online is the same schedule. There have been some questions about that with Thanksgiving, but there will be a Thursday morning devotion that posts while you're waiting for the pie to bake. You can flip open the laptop and watch a Thanksgiving themed devotion. Yeah. Broadcast live from the 50-yard line, right? But yeah, that's it. So thanks for joining us today. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Join us Wednesday at 7 o'clock for a beautiful Thanksgiving Eve service. I'm excited to hear the message that night because it will cause you to think about your Thanksgiving gathering in a different way. And I think you'll be blessed by it. So see you sometime this week. Have a great day.